think feeling good does something for security?
Absolutely, yeah.
The UN is also the institution that also holds the International Monetary Fund. Did they not teach you that in law school, hey? The UN is also the institution where China, Russia, India and the UAE blocked or abstained from the vote to condemn the international war in Ukraine. And now the UN is warning about nuclear war. The threat of nuclear war has risen, according to Guterres. And now the UN is warning about nuclear war. Shut the fuck up, Guterres. I'm ignoring threats about nuclear war. This will always be their go-to move. You cannot let Ukraine being bombed down. They're bombing Ukraine down to the floor. That's what they're doing. Germany, you're so stupid. I don't want to make satire out of you. You don't deserve to be funny. Olaf Scholz is not a serious politician. He's not representing anything else but Western economic power, has been representing for decades. Our domestic policy response to international war in Europe is our finance minister wants to subsidize oil prices. Shut the fuck up, Christian Lindner. We get in Germany 34% of our crude oil from Russia. And yes, with fossil fuels, we support and we finance dictators. We made that connection. Thank you. So a liter of gas or petrol is like 230 euros. Here in Germany now, it's the highest it has ever been. And the FDP finance minister is like, chill guys, now we've got you, we're subsidizing that. But rent cap federally, don't even joke about it. They will never implement that here in Germany. Not even rent cap here in Berlin, where the state of Berlin particularly voted for a rent cap, democracy in its finest, and the socialist mayor of Berlin, SPD, they're like, nee guys, this is just not gonna happen. But fuel, hold my beer, you all need to be fucked in the ass so badly. You can hear the shelling of the bombs in Poland, bombing Kiev. They're bombing Kiev. There's no direct death toll because they can't really go on the streets and count the dead bodies. I'm not high on their priority list right now. But suggestions are, so fly or no fly zone over a European country that is being randomly bombed. Is Putin just waiting to push that nuclear button as soon as one Russian plane is being hit down by a NATO plane? Is that what he's waiting for? That's his secret plan. Or is he just an effing psychopath that's trying to figure out how easy, you can become the most powerful man in the world? Is that what it is? And doesn't go much deeper. That is your assessment of the situation. You're so locked into an East-West conflict that you can't escape the narrative of nuclear war just hanging above us any second. Always, 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 as long as there are atomic bombs, none of us are going to be safe 100% every second of the day. And we can't do nothing. That threat is just hanging above us. Poor us white people. And anyone in the propaganda business, this is your war too. Depending on whose state lies you tell, this is your war. That's your world. Of course, protect Ukraine, paint that goddamn NATO planes. Because if not, travel east. Europe is lost. There's no courage, there's no bravery, there's no real politics in Europe happening. We've lost all character. Travel east, go somewhere else. This is stagnating.
That's what Thorsten always saying.
Yeah, of course, and he's right. There's no development, mate. There's nothing.
Should let that in.
Yeah, you can. In any EU country blocking access of other countries who want to become of the European Union, fuck you too. This is your war too. And we will never deteriorate from capitalism. We're just not getting any smarter collectively. We can't come up with a new game. This is all we've got. This war is about resources. This is about wheat. Russia claims it will stop the war in Ukraine immediately if Ukraine agrees to cease military action, change the constitution to enshrine neutrality, recognize Crimea as a Russian territory. Well, kind of has been, I guess. And recognize the Russian-controlled areas of Donetsk and Luhansk as independent states. So we're creating new countries, guys. It is possible. And that's not a horrible idea either. Maybe we can protect the airspace while Zelensky stops being a social media hero. 2.5 million people have fled and made, that people willing to protect their capital city to death is also a sign about how depressing life has become. Implement a new policy, deteriorate from capitalism. Or we just do not care about the war, give it another week or two, and the war in Ukraine will have become the new status quo. Fuck the German government. They can hear the shelling in Poland, they are bombing Kiev. What exactly made you become a police officer in Russia? You know, what exactly is holding you back from calling in sick today? And if there can be drawn any parallels to the Arab Spring, and probably there can't, but in Egypt there are still 60,000 people in jail for having protested, for protesting for a freer world. The law passed in Russia, according to the Tagesschau, set a maximum of 15 years of jail time for protesting for peace, or calling the international war in Ukraine international war. If you contradict Russia's narrative of the war, yeah, that's dictatorship. I'm not surprised. We have seen this before. Protest for EU entry, not just when they are in need, and they are in need, and being in need is a good reason to act. Techno for peace, I guess.
Oh my God. The threat of nuclear war is decreasing because of social media and technology. I suppose we're more like in the knowledge of what everyone else is doing, etc., you know, and like, you know,
if we feel a threat, actually nations are able to communicate via social media or like advances in the internet. I don't know. Check out Traumside Collective.